The Center for Entrepreneurship focuses on building an entrepreneurial economy. Our vision is an entrepreneurial economy that will have the mindset, skill set to grow the economy, develop jobs, create wealth, and facilitate socioeconomic development. While we have successful entrepreneurs, not everyone is going to go that route. However, the significance and the importance for the country is that we want people, or we want a generation of people who are creative, who are solution orientated, who will be resourceful and innovative in how they find solutions, and that starts interspersing into the kinds of families we have, the kinds of communities we have, and ultimately the kind of democracy we want to build. Our focus is on youth and women. Youth because there's huge issues around youth unemployment and opportunity for youth, and women because it makes sense. We 52% of the population, and there is a phenomenon called the ripple effect, which shows when women create wealth for themselves, they put the money into education, health, security of their families and communities. So by implication, if you create wealth for women, you're actually going to build the country quicker. And by us properly understanding the different types of women in this space, we can make a better offering and add better value. Having said that, so we have women who are not a homogenous group. We also then have women at various stages of entrepreneurial development. Those that we want to move into the bibbering, the kind of early stage entrepreneurship, and then women along the trajectory, and of course high impact entrepreneurs, because wealth creation is also important. So for us to understand some of these aspects and constructs and then teach women how to mediate it becomes important at those various stages. Stepping back a little bit is also to understand the ecosystem that kind of creates support for entrepreneurial development, both at a kind of entry stage and at an impact stage. The other thing about entrepreneurship, which we're not kind of interrogating that much, is looking at once women have succeeded, how then do they give back? And it's important because one of the things we do at the center is talk about something called responsible entrepreneurship, which is not necessarily social entrepreneurship. It's more about a responsible model of entrepreneurship that we need to be developing in South Africa, considering the paradigm of Ubuntu. And so how do we develop responsible entrepreneurship where we give back? I think it's important, and we're not doing this, is understanding what the women's discourse and narrative is within the space. The things that are uniquely women and things that are the wealth of women, in that we intersperse the space with something that's slightly different. And one of those aspects is intuition. You know, most of the research, the academic research, is starting to show what is needed for entrepreneurial development. So you need finance, you need skills, you need access to markets. Mentoring is a huge issue in terms of hand-holding going forward. What we're finding is that women who break through glass ceilings or even develop companies are not necessarily understanding what is needed to create an environment that optimally allows women to effectuate themselves. I think we need to be digging deeper, and we need to be pulling out other aspects. I think we've done well in terms of understanding some of the needs. Early stage entrepreneurship, we still have low amongst women, but we still have a high level of entrepreneurial activity by women, mostly in sectors that are not scaling up, like in retail, in art, and in crafts. And I think more women need to move into start building businesses into corporate. But my interest is how do we start creating these environments where women can actualize and live out their own dreams and be more productive and more creative, and how we understand what a special kind of mentoring women need within that space as opposed to a kind of generic mentoring.